What's up, everybody? Aaron and Abby here with, as you can see, a special edition of Why We Love Horror. As today, what if I told you there was a horror movie that exists with Tobin Bell and Jeremy Irons? I say with and not starring. It's called The Cello, and here's a little clip of it right now.
شاذ
هذا لك. سمعت انك شفت جلو عاجبك.
This cello is a true find. But those that hear it weep.
the man with the cello.
All right, and that was our clip of The Cello, which I'm sure if you're on this channel, first of all, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Abby.
And we're missing our lead, our host, the one who you're here to see, John, but he actually hasn't seen a movie that we've seen.
Did not make him watch this.
Yeah, and that's just giving away a little bit. We definitely were very excited going into the movie. I am a very big Jeremy Irons fan. We're both very big Tobin Bell fans as well. Put them together, what could go wrong? The cello could go wrong. So a little bit of background about the movie before we start, and then we'll get into, I guess you could call them spoilers. But to be honest, we saw this movie a few days ago, and it's not good.
No, no.
So do you want to take a shot at?
I can certainly try. This movie takes place, and I didn't really get much of this from at least the one trailer that we saw before the movie just disappeared off the face of the earth. The movie takes place in, I believe, Saudi Arabia. It's about a cello player who runs into Tobin Bell while he's playing in the streets or just in public somewhere. Tobin Bell gives him a card, says, "Come find me," and then he gives him a cello. And the guy becomes...
Yeah, he's playing an older cello before, and he's that good that he can play like a cello that's basically breaking.
Right.
And then there's this magical cello.
That he just can't stop playing.
Yeah.
And he sees weird things, and bad things start happening to all the people around him. And then we have the cello.
Yeah, and this is this is a movie directed by Darren Lynn Bousman. He's done a bunch of the Saw movies. He's done other things that aren't as good, but still some people like Rebo Man and other things he's done. And I mean, I was like, how bad could this be? Really? And it was, first and foremost, we'll just kind of put up light spoilers here. This isn't a spoiler alert. This movie is very hard to find, first of all.
It disappeared off the face of the earth. We saw one trailer when we went to go see, if you remember what Soulmates was, when we talked about that, we saw the trailer during that.
Which is another movie that disappeared.
And then we saw that Tobin Bell and Jeremy Irons was in it. What is this movie? When is it coming out? Sign us up. And then it just disappeared.
Right. And for good reason. So yeah, there's just overall, this movie just is not a lot of Jeremy Irons and Tobin Bell for one.
They're the top billed actors for this movie, and they're both in it for maybe a total of 10 minutes, which is insane.
Right. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So that was disappointing for sure. Tobin Bell's in it a little more than Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons nearly not in it. There's truly no reason for Jeremy Irons, I guess, was the orchestrator person, while
the maestro.
Right, while Tobin Bell is kind of his lackey who goes out and offers. I'm guessing they've been doing this with artists for a while, because there's another part in the movie where later on, to get rid of Tobin Bell, Jeremy Irons gives him a mandolin, and
Yeah.
he's like, just go and find a bluegrass player.
Go forth.
He literally says, find a bluegrass player or
Yeah.
something. And it's, I think, like implying, like, if this is good, like, we can see the mandolin. So please, if you do, I don't want to encourage stealing of a movie, but, you know, if you're going to steal a movie this year, it shouldn't not be this one. This is just overall really bad. Samir Ismail is the star of the movie. Who is that exactly? Not who he came for. Like, just in general, like, Saudi Arabia doesn't make good movies. Like, they kind of have trouble allowing.
But this was made by Darren Lynn Bousman.
In Saudi Arabia, though. So
right.
Yeah. So it was made for a paycheck. Overall, I'm trying to just even think of moments to really discuss that stood out in this movie. Is there anything for you?
You can definitely have some fun with this movie. It is very boring, but there are a few like really wild moments. Like when Jeremy, like he starts having these visions of like Jeremy Irons, and it's this weird like fever dream type of like scene, and he's just like maestroing, and it's like it's just a really weird scene, and I was laughing a lot. So you can laugh at this movie and maybe have fun with the moments that are not boring. And the ending, like, I don't really understand how it ends. I mean, yeah, like Tobin Bell goes out with the mandolin and it's like, all right, let's find another. But otherwise, I don't really understand. I don't understand. That's just it.
I don't think it's meant to be confusing. I think it's just very poorly written. So overall, there's just only so many ways we can say that if you're going to this for Jeremy Irons and Tobin Bell, don't show up for that. You will be very disappointed as I was, I believe as Abby was. It just, this movie, not a great time. And honestly, you're probably watching this review because you saw the trailer and then it disappeared. How did we watch it? We watched it off, using our VPN, we'll say. Right. So I
don't even know where it's like located. Like, I don't know where you can go and find this movie.
Try Saudi Arabia streaming.
Probably.
But either way, we're going to get to a quick rating, and we're going to call it a day. There's just not much more to say. This movie, I will never watch again. I did not care for. But let's get to those ratings. I'm going to go ahead and rate it first here, but I think we're pretty similar rating here anyways. It's 1 videotape out of 5 videotapes for me. There's some parts to laugh at. Tobin Bell is fun playing. He essentially plays John Kramer. Speaks in the cadence. I think there's a review on Letterboxd towards the top that is like, I want to play a game. Some people are so ungrateful to make art. It really is like John Kramer walked onto set for a day as he was on his way to Mexico via Saudi Arabia. And he picked up a paycheck, and so did Jeremy Irons. So I'm glad they did that. But this, when I heard Jeremy Irons and Tobin Bell in a horror movie, I was like, how bad could it be? And I got my answer, and it's 1 videotape.
Yeah. I mean, I also gave it 1. I mean, I kind of had a feeling this was not going to be good after the movie just disappeared. And it's just been a running joke between the two of us. It's like, remember that movie with the cello with Tobin Bell and Jeremy Irons? What happened to that? Where did that go? Well, now we know why it's no longer here, or it's somewhere. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend seeking it out unless you want to see a few moments where you'll probably laugh. I know I did. At one point, I'm pretty sure I had tears coming down my face. I was laughing so hard, but I don't think it's actually that funny. Yeah. I was just laughing at it.
Yeah, totally fair. But I think that's all we got to cover here on this first special edition of Aaron and Abby. We promise you as we move forward, we will try to bring better movies to you. But if you see this behind us, that means that you're in for a rough review. So for Aaron, for Abby, for John, for Why We Love Horror, we will be back with our regularly scheduled program coming out tomorrow as we do talk about another movie that might not even be better than the Cello with AID or Afraid. But stick with us. I promise we're getting some good stuff along the way too. Thank you and
Bye.
bye.